Okay.
Well, this is Nick from Jawbreaker Customs, and we've had a lot of people ask us about the leaders we use for our musky rigs, so I thought we'd just do this little video here and let everybody know how we do it. I know I get a lot of requests from these from our guys that are rod building customers, fishing buddies, clients from our guide service. And first thing I'm going to use is, can you zoom in on this? These are Tsunami Pro swivels. These are size 4, 200-pound test. 25 of these on Amazon were about $10. And I tell you, for my money, these are the best swivels. I've never had a failure with them. They're nice and tight, and look how small they are. You know, they're actually smaller than the crimp sleeve we use. Crimp sleeves, 1.5 millimeter. These are the extra long ones. They're 18 millimeter long, but short ones work just as good. Never had a failure with these. These are aluminum. We're going to be making this on, this is 200-pound monofilament line. Stiff enough that it's not bad for jerk baits, gliders, yet it's flexible. And for this size, the 200-pound swivel, the line fits through it. You got enough room, so it slides around good. And once again, I've never had failures on this. Some guys prefer fluorocarbon. I don't see why that wouldn't work just as well. And what we're going to do here, we're going to put this aluminum crimp on. We're going to put the line to our swivel. Double it back through. I leave a little bit stick out down the end until I've pulled my loop down as tight as I want to go. Make sure you got enough loop that your swivel's got room to move. I just take my thumb and push it back to where it's about even. Take my crimp and pliers, and this is a round crimp to a cup. We're going to crimp it one side right there. You can see that crimp. And you notice how this crimp actually digs down in between the line and it forces the aluminum out, putting pressure on the line. It's not crimping directly on the line. I'm going to go on the same side, come to the other rear edge, make sure I've got it in there just like so, right in the center. One more crimp. That's all there is to that. The other end. Now I'm using a dual lock snap on this particular leader, and these can be replaced, taken off. You can put different sizes on, whatever you want to do. So for this application, all I have to do is make a loop. I can put my snap on later. If you're using a closed end snap where you can't be taken off, you'd want to have that snap inside here at this time. Just gonna push her through. Got a little bit sticking out, flush it up. Crimp it one more time again. One there. You don't want to put your crimp right to the end. You see how we start back just a little bit. No sharp edges on this. It's never going to cut your line or anything. Now I'll put my snap on. And this leader is going on a medium heavy rod. Probably the first rod I use come spring. We're going to be using rattle traps, smaller flat fish, 4 or 5 inch jerk baits. And these are really tough. There we got her. We're going to put that in. Snap it here. And what I like to do with these, I'm just going to put a little pinch right here on this hook to make it just a little more secure. A little tighter hook, but yet you can still get it apart. Now, tie this to the line. It's a 65-pound Nano X braid. And all I've had is a single Palomar knot. Some guys like to do the double. I just think that's a pain in the butt. And it's not necessary. I've never had a failure on this Palomar knot. Take my tag end, snug it down, give the tail end a good shot. You can cut these. I like to burn them. Gives me just a little bit of a knob at the end of my line in case it would ever slip, which it never has. And let me show you something I really like about these swivels. This is a standard 8/64 ring tip, like you're going to find on probably 90% of the musky rods out there. Look at that. That swivel will go through that tip. It's not banging on the tip, knocking the ring out. The only thing that makes contact if you over reel is that nice soft monofilament line. You'll never get tip failure due to this leader. Length, I don't measure my leaders. I just kind of go by what I'm going to use them for. Ballpark figure. Got a tape measure here. But we'll measure this one. I'm going to guess this is going to be around 8 inches. Well, we're about 8 inches on the button. But like I say, you're never going to have an issue of not catching a fish or losing a fish because your leader's an inch longer or an inch shorter. Just everybody fishes different. Just kind of play around with your lengths and see what works best. For the baits that I mentioned, this is the leader I use. And, you can buy all these components, for by the time you spend what you would spend on 2 or 3 factory-made leaders, you can build 100 of these. It pays for itself and then some.
Wait till he watches this video. He's going to be screaming because he always screams at me when I make videos.
Well, let me see it.